Happy Yom Yerushalayim, Jerusalem Day, which is really a national holiday of freedom, of restoration, of reunification of Jerusalem after the 1967, I think, miraculous Six-Day War. And this holiday developed, national holiday, to commemorate the miraculous victory of the return of the Jewish people to our eternal capital. And it's celebrated on the 28th of Iyar. That's our Hebrew month. It's like usually lands in May or June. It's right now, it's today. And it's got state ceremonies, flag marches through the old city, gathering at the Western Wall, singing the prayers of David. You know, just the triumph, the freedom of the return of the exiles from persecution home to the promised land. And here, you know, all throughout Israel, schools and everybody's commemorating this moment where the nations are aligning with Israel. And you know who really gets us? I'll tell you. First Nations, Navajo, Arawak, the Sioux Nation, you know, the Inuits, they understand sacred lands. Do you know we pray, Jewish people pray every day, 3 times a day, towards Jerusalem. The very synagogues are facing towards Jerusalem. It's our sacred land. It's the land promised by God, the most sacred place in the entire earth. Now, remember the battle in 1967, a 6-day war? Israeli paratroopers, you know, as they were being fired upon, landed in the old city of Jerusalem. It was under Jordanian control since 1948. And the battle was swift, 6 days. Battle was intense, and you have them going through the Zion Gate, going to Ammunition Hill. So much you can see about the liberation of this beautiful and ancient city. Getting to that Western Wall, Rabbi Goren blowing the shofar, the sound, holiest biyadenu. You know, the Temple Mount is in our hands. It's the first time in centuries that in thousands of years that the city is reunified. And there were snipers, there were bombs, and there were heroes. You know, I think of that picture of Rabbi Shlomo Goren, who fought in the 1948 War of Independence. There he was, his great dream to lead there in the front with his shofar and declare, holiest biyadenu. Temple Mount was in our hands. It's really a prophetic moment.
אנחנו יושבים על הרכב שצופה אל העיר העתיקה ועוד מעט אנחנו נוטים להיכנס אליה. העיר העתיקה של ירושלים שמאז כל הדורות חותמים עליה ושואפים אליה. אנחנו נהיה הראשונים להיכנס אליה.
לרגע זה אני יורד במדרגות אל הכותל. אינני אדם דתי, מעולם לא הייתי, אבל זהו הכותל ואני נוגע באבני הכותל המערבי.
And so now, of course, there's a paradox of access there because we said, Moshe Dayan and Ben Gurion, we said, look, we're going to make sure that all religions can have full and full freedom. And with that, we gave the Jordanian Waqf, the religious police of Jordan, the right to govern that Temple Mount. But often you'll have a forbiddance by them of the very thing we're here to establish, which is prayer, freedom to pray there. And so Jews can now visit, but they're not free to pray on the Temple Mount. The Muslims are free to pray there on our Temple Mount. And it's very interesting that, though, you see a move with Jerusalem. You see, in 2018, United States Embassy moves to Jerusalem from Tel Aviv. In 2017, President Donald Trump, in his first term, officially recognized Jerusalem as the capital of Israel. Other nations have done likewise. Other have followed suit. Nations have moved their embassy. I see this unification of Jerusalem after, you know, since the Romans destroyed it like 2,000 years. I see a prophetic realization, you know, Zechariah 12 verse 2. Even though you have this cup of trembling, this stumbling block, it's called in the Bible. It says, Zechariah 12 verse 2, it says that Jerusalem is a cup of trembling to all the people round about. It says in that it's also a stumbling block for those who try to go against God's plan. But as marriages are once again in Jerusalem, as it says old men walking in the streets, children playing, you have once again the fulfillment of prophecy happening. And it's sacred ground. So this Jerusalem Day, I want to look towards Jerusalem. I want you all to say a prayer. You know, it's the only city in the world that says pray for the peace of that city. My wife makes these beautiful necklaces which have on them Psalms 122 verse 6. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem. And I want to call to all you people who stand up for what's right, for the only democracy in the Middle East, for Israel, for freedom, for the biblical promises. You are firebrands, lapid, you're torches in this dark world. You got divine zeal. And you know what? I challenge you guys, pray that prayer out loud. Pray for the peace of Jerusalem, pray it out loud. Happy Jerusalem Day, happy holidays.